Good afternoon, everybody. I don't plan on posting my comp tonight because I think I might combine the days. So far, we're at 36 minutes. I missed a few alerts from yesterday and Saturday, and especially on Saturday because WKBC decided to be lazy and not relay the SVR for Surrey, Stokes, and Yadkin. Even though I don't think they really relay for Stokes from what I remember. I think that for FM, Stokes is more WFDD, but yeah, had no luck there. We have a marginal today, but there is a slight, I think, in like in a small portion of the coverage. We have we have a slight in the northern half tomorrow, but I'm paying more attention to Wednesday's threat more than anything. Wednesday is already a slight. I could see it becoming enhanced with how the models look. I don't think it'd be tornado. It would definitely be more wind. We might have a small pop-up tornado threat. I don't know. We like never get any luck with those though. And I can probably guess the SBC is probably gonna ignore us again with the watches because we haven't been under a watch in God knows how long. I would say we can't catch a break, but yesterday was meh, so I don't really know. I mean, we've had worse performing slides this year for sure, though. But, like, it's... Yesterday, on the severe weather side, yesterday was very meh. But popping up with 3 flash flood warnings, one at 1:30 a.m. was... scared me out of bed. I was just about to go to bed when the midnight one was issued for Anston and Richmond. And then 1:30, I wake up to another FFW. And I'm surprised they didn't wake up to any more, because they love to sneak up. That's a great way to start the week, I guess. Why won't? I'm heading up to Marion, North Carolina today. Heading up to the mountains to the camper. I won't be staying the night there, but I'll see if I can, use that as more for coverage. I've been randomly getting WXK47 with no tropo lately. I think it's benefited a lot. I got my first ever FFW off of it yesterday. That will be in the compilation. I think, again, I might combine all the events into one. Or if Wednesday's too long, I might make a whole separate comp for it. But I mean, too long for me is probably going to be a very high bar. It's probably going to be a very low bar because, like, if my comp gets like over 2 hours or maybe not even 2, maybe like 3, which I'm doubtful it will get that long. I don't think I'll get 2 hours of alerts out of this. I'm not in Pennsylvania, okay? I don't get comps like that, unfortunately. Or maybe it can be fortunate for my phone storage, but that's beyond the point. But yeah, I think we have a big week ahead of us. That's for sure. I'm trying to get my comp out at night, cause FFW at 12:01 and an FFW at 1:30. It was 1:33, but who cares? The 1 a.m. one was the one that just jump scared me out of bed. The 12:01 one, the midnight one did too, but I was still somewhat awake then. I laid down. I was getting ready to go to bed, and then the 1:31, that was the jump scare to wake up, and yeah. There's also the one that just randomly came out of... The first one came out of nowhere. Like, I had just gotten out of the shower, and it just went off. The 120 goes off no matter what. So, I only catch I only catch alerts in the middle of the night if they're on WXL70. I don't have any other, like, thing that wakes me up at 3 a.m. for, like, an alert on, like, example, I only had it set to WNG538 last week because the flooding threat was higher there, even though I ended up getting more FFWs on WXL70. Down on my luck, whatever station I'm not monitoring gets more stuff. That's always how it is, too. Unless it's like maybe WXJ21, which I do have a monitor for it on the radio. I don't have a direct KHE27 mod. I don't have a connect, a direct KHE27 monitor that's plugged in. But I have a WXJ21 because the BCWA is very weird. It picks up WXJ21 better than any other station besides, well, WXL70. And I don't need another WXL70 monitor. I have too many. The Pro 74 helped me a lot. It gave, again, I got an FFW off of WXK47 yesterday. Well, I've been getting all those in. WXK21 is iffy at times, but it's clear on the VCWA. It's iffy on, like, every other radio. WXL56 comes in crystal clear a lot. Unless there's Tropo. I know that sounds ironic, but the Tropo gets WXL56 to be replaced by so many other stations. Like, there are definitely times where I can't get WXL56 because there's so many more stations coming through, like WXJ20 or WNG597, WXL42. WXL42 is very meh here, depending on the day. Like, sometimes it doesn't come through at all. Other times there'll be no tropo, but it comes in through perfectly. It's weird. But I always get WFDD. So that's what I use to get alerts off of them if I don't. KEC 85 comes in occasionally. KEC 95 also. But KEC 85 surprisingly has came in more in the last year. I haven't got KEC 95 since May. And KEC 95 is closer. KEC 95 is decently, I think it's decently strong because it comes in clearly if you're in Myrtle Beach. And Myrtle Beach is actually, it's the main from Myrtle Beach, but Myrtle Beach is a good 30 miles from the transmitter. Or, wait, for straight line, it's about, I think, 20-something miles. But it does come in, it does come in static enough to where if I get lucky during Tropo, I can get another station over it. Only one per. I don't do premieres at, I'm probably going to stop doing premieres at noon, though, because, like, nobody ever shows up to those. Most of the time when I did them at noon, it's because there's another event happening that day. E-skips were mad. Did you check NWR at all? IGM. Did you check NWR at all? Because I heard NWR was going crazy. NWR, you could think FM is easier to identify, but getting 1,000+ miles on NWR is a lot cooler than getting 1,000+ miles on FM. I'll be totally honest with you. Because 1,000 miles plus on FM can happen several times a year. NWRDX getting over 1,000 miles happens once every few years. I've never got 1,000+ on NWR, though. Furthest is 976. Wait, WWF 55 tones for the I thought they don't do the Marine. Oh, I got KKDT on July 8th. Yeah, it's a common e-skip from what I've heard. Liam got it too. Liam, Carolina Elevators, he got it as well. They tone SMW. KIH 50 was it? No, KIH 59 doesn't tone SMWs, and they serve Okaloosa, Santa Rosa, and Walton. I wonder how that works. Not only that, I don't think WNG 646 Bruton. They don't tone SMWs, and they serve Okaloosa, Santa Rosa, and Escambia. They don't tone SMWs. I don't even think they have SMWs in general. And I could confirm the theory, especially mainly with KIH 59. I could confirm because I tried to get. There was one special marine warning for Okaloosa Walton County line to, was it Mexico Beach, and they didn't tone for that, and they serve Okaloosa and Walton. Or no, they didn't even play it as a playback. KH 59 actually still comes in somewhat in Destin. It just isn't that good of quality. So maybe I get why they do SMWs, but I didn't know if that WWF 55 did SMWs because KIH 59 and WNG 646 don't, and they both serve coastal counties. The only mobile transmitter that WNG 640, I don't think, does SMWs either, but that's because they don't serve any coastal counties, I don't think. I do want a TEF 6686, though, that's for sure. I do want one. By the way, I did want to tell y'all, the future of this channel is honestly uncertain once school begins. I start school, I think, on August 12th, which might seem early to, like, Chicopee, but that's because I get out early, too. My school year lasts usually about 9 months and 2 days. Like, it barely goes over the 9 months. And because you're in high school, the winter breaks and spring breaks are not spring breaks, more your winter break in high school, it's longer. August 10th. I gotta go into school on August 10th, but I don't start till August 12th. I go in for, I think, orientation on the 10th. And then I start on the 12th. And again, I do not want to go back to school, but the future of this channel does remain uncertain. Honestly, the only reason why I stayed active after the school year began in 2025 is because my channel was doing so well, and I didn't want to. And I still focused on school when I was there and got all my homework done and stuff, but when I spent basically almost all my free time just like, because the channel was booming then, right? My channel was at its peak in July and August of 2025. I graduate in 2028. So I'm starting my 11th grade year. But as I said, the future of this channel does remain uncertain because it's going to get a lot busier. My life's going to get a lot busier come soon. And not only that, my cousin has a job now. So elevator videos are already taking a slowdown right now. I still have a few in the backlog I'm going to upload, but overall, yeah. So I'm gonna post as much as I can up until the 11th. I might not post anything on the 11th, and I might not post anything. I wouldn't be surprised if I don't post a video for a while, but I'll keep y'all updated, at least in the community posts, at least. I'm gonna make sure to make time to where y'all at least know how I'm doing and everything. I'm not gonna completely disappear. But I don't know how life's gonna be then. You start to get busy around this time. Some people was there earlier. In fact, it hit me here a little bit earlier too. I'll be going into senior year next year, so I got 2 more years, and I know these 2 years are gonna. If I start a server, do I need a computer to start a server? By the way, I have my computer. I don't have the right charger for it. Do I need a computer to start it? I know I need a computer for an SDR. Or no, I think you can have SDR for a phone, but it doesn't work as good. My friend has an SDR, but I think it's only local. I'm working to get one. Yeah, I'm gonna get it. Okay. I will need to learn how to start up a server if I ever do. It would go really good for the DXing channel though. Which, by the way, we got I understand like why the DXing channel, like, my posts haven't been in the algorithm to get people to like let people know it exists, but it seems to work decently because I have 27 subs on it now. A lot of my friends have like recently subbed to it, so again, I don't force anybody to sub to anything. My description says it all. Subscribe if you want. Subscribe if you want. I'm not here to make you. That's how I always have been. Subscribe if you want. I'm not here to make you. That's not my job. My job is to just post my. I hope I do get it to 50 though. But my job is to just post my hobby. And it's not even really a job to me. It's just more of a fun thing to do. When I hit 1K, which at my current progression, I should hit 1K sometime in late 2027 or early 2028. I hope to hit 1K before I graduate high school. That's my goal. But I don't graduate for almost 2 more years, so I think it could work. My growth has stayed steady since I hit 400. Again, I still always point out it's crazy that it took me 11 months to get from 300 to 400, but only took me 2.5 to get 400 to 500. You'll get there eventually, Rob. Stay consistent. Yeah, you have a lot more to go to 1K. Yeah, I know. But we were all there at one point. Everybody starts at 0. Listen, I didn't get to where you were for over 2 years. I'll be honest, it took me over 2 years to even hit, or it took me a year and 8 months to hit 100. It took me 9 to hit. Oh yeah, you're growing decently too. Last time, because when I remember you being at 140 something just like last month. But as I said, how did I say it? It took me over 2 years. It took me over, and then it took me 9 months between 100 and 200. But admittedly, I would have hit 200 earlier, but I did end up going on hiatus around the start of my 2023 to 24 school year. I came back and I uploaded more than ever that summer. It's because I was starting to really gain my interest in EAS back then, but then I lost it again in mid to late 24. I left the community about 2 weeks before you started seeing all the videos of people doing it. I silently left the community though, but I still post EAS from time to time. I've went entirely local though since Helene. I don't post stream anymore. I don't post stream alerts. The only time I post stream alerts is if I miss an alert that is local, and I am local. I will not be posting anything from a WXL70 stream if I was not home for it. If I'm on vacation, I don't want to worry about what's going on here. I'll be honest. I don't pay attention to GSP when I'm out of town. Now, if a really bad storm comes in, I'll check on my friends and family and stuff, but like I don't pay attention to GSP on the alert side when I'm out of town. I pay attention to where I'm at. Like in Florida. My market, okay, here's what I'd do for if I did have an index for coverage area. Now, I don't catch alerts for here while I'm here, but if I did have an index for coverage area, I would also add the coverage area for my grandparents in the Florida Panhandle. Sup, Wake? Yeah, I figured I would. So the coverage area would basically include every county I get here and every county I get there. Today, doubtful, but it's not zero because it was sub 2% when we had that one tornado touchdown, and it was like North Carolina. It was what, believe it or not, find it crazy. I think that was one of, if not the strongest tornado to hit North Carolina this year. We've been in a huge drought for tornadoes this year. I think that was like that was one of, if not these, that might have been the strongest tornado this year because EF1's probably about as good as we got because this year has been a nothing this year for tornadoes. There might be one that was a little bit stronger, but it was definitely nothing like crazy. And find it crazy. We've had, Rob, name this. Think of how many events we've had lately that even perform good, yet they never issue a watch. They never issue a watch for anywhere in GSP land besides maybe a few counties in the upstate. The SBC just loves to ignore us. But the marginal did prove that even a 5% watch probability can still have a big storm behind it. Because they gave us a 5% watch probability during the July 10th event. Yet, even though it was only a 5%, I still got 4. Now, again, I would have gotten more like 40 minutes worth of alerts, or maybe a little less, maybe like 30 something, but that would have been good enough for a marginal. But I got like 40 something because of Tropo. Tropo helped me with getting 2 ILM alerts, and I think I got 1 Raleigh alert that wasn't that was out of the coverage. So could have enhanced. I'd say it performed more like a mid to high end slight. I think an enhanced might have been a little far-fetched. I don't know, though. It was still a big-time storm that came through. I think ever since then, Saturday's slight was decent. I missed a couple alerts because WKBC decided not to relay SVRs for whatever reason. Or I missed like 2 alerts. And I couldn't get to WXL42 fast enough, so I couldn't get the SVR for Stokes and Surrey. Stokes, Surrey, and Yadkin. But Yadkin is right. Yadkin and Surrey are in the direct coverage for WKBC. Why are you not? You usually relay SVR. They're very hit or miss when it comes to SVRs. Because sometimes they just don't relay it for whatever reason. I'll just stay there listening for 15, 20 minutes and nothing goes off. It's weird. Stokes is more WFDD. WKBC for Surrey is normal, though. Because Wilkes County is on the border with Surrey, and Wilkes County is where WKBC is based. And it relays off of WNG 588, which serves Surrey and Yadkin. I use WFDD for Stokes because they don't tone for Stokes. WFDD tones for Stokes, not WKBC. Maybe it's because it had Stokes in it. If it was that way, I don't know why they would have toned the 1SVR for Rowan. If they did, I don't know which station it'd be off of. Sometimes I wish that somehow we could have a FM station that was strong enough to receive from Roanoke. That could add some alerts for WXL60, a station I have yet to confirm. WXL60 is the closest station I have not got to us that we have not gotten on video, and that's because it's on the same frequency as WXL70. I have a feeling if WXL60 was on another frequency, I'd get it more often, and I would have confirmed it by now. But today's marginal, I'll watch. Oh, no, there is a slight, I think, for a little bit of WXL42. For also WFDD. Maybe. But there's a marginal for the entire coverage, I think. So, or most of it, at least. So, there's going to be. Tomorrow, I'll be watching for tomorrow. We could get a slight extended south. But I have a feeling tomorrow's performance could determine how good Wednesday does too. But, you know, it depends. Because if it occurs like 24 hours beforehand, the storm thing, it's just super unpredictable. But Wednesday is going to be the biggie. I could see Wednesday getting an hour plus. Rockingham and Rockingham County being separate always confused me. Rockingham is Richmond County. Which I always thought Rockingham was Rockingham County. Rockingham County's on the Virginia border. Rockingham's on the South Carolina border. Yeah, Eden and Reedsville. Eden and Reedsville are both bigger than Rockingham. I think Rockingham County has like has a lot more people than Richmond too. We're not that crazy. I think it's like double the people that Richmond County has, the population. Because I check populations for counties a lot. So like, and some of them are weird. Like Robeson having 117,000 despite containing almost entirely farmland. Lumberton's a decent sized city, but it's only 20,000. There's like 90-something thousand living outside of Lumberton. And every other town's like, I don't know, 4,000, 5,000, maybe, at most. And that's the big ones. I know you have yeah, in terms of like just straight land area, I think. I know Dare County is also the largest, but Dare County's the largest, but they also have so much water that in terms of land area, Robinson's the biggest. But Dare is considered bigger. Dare and Hyde are both considered bigger because you have the water. You have Pamlico Sound. Yeah. Dare County looks a lot smaller than it is because, like, a lot. It's very skinny, and that's again, it's because of the water. Because you have, was it Pamlico Sound or Albemarle Sound, and whatever I forgot that goes for both. And it goes, and that's considered a part of Dare County. Mm. I don't know what I'm gonna do today. I know I'm heading up to the mountains, but I don't know what I'm gonna be doing up there. I haven't been there in 2 whole months because I haven't been up to the camper at all really this summer. Before you're gonna watch your latest video. I don't know why I won't watch once a day. I don't know how long this stream's gonna last. I don't know, this stream seems sort of boring today. I mean, I guess it works out. It's fun when you actually have people show up. I mean, I do have some people, but like, the chats aren't nearly as active as they once were, which I guess I can understand. I mean, I sort of burnt people out. So I streamed way too much back in the day. I don't even, honestly, I don't know about the future. I don't know about the future of this, of the streaming either. Once August comes around, I might stream like randomly sometime when I'm on break. I wish I could go back to Florida one more time this summer. I'm getting sort of bored, but it works out eventually. Might go to an Airbnb this weekend somewhere in the mountains. I might see if we can find. We're working on getting an Airbnb somewhere on a lake, somewhere in the mountains for the weekend. And I don't know. I don't know where it'd be. We were gonna go to Gatlinburg this year, but that never happened. Where you rent a house, house through a website or whatever. I'm not even really that type of a traveler. Everybody talks about how I travel more than almost any kid they know. I'm like, you underestimate some of the people I know. I mean, I travel enough. I guess I can say I travel enough. I travel decent. I mean, the mountains count, I guess. I don't want to sound spoiled though. I don't really complain. If I go on one trip in a year, that's good for me. I just know that 2028 is gonna be a big year, and that's because that's my graduating year. My for this travel is what the frick was it? Went to somewhere in South Florida years ago. It was about, I think, like 9.5 to 10 hours nonstop. Tampa was near my longest. It's 2 hours further than where I last stayed in Florida. But yeah, as I said, if I travel just once in a year, for me. I know people who travel a lot more than me. I think it'd be cool, but I don't want to like sound spoiled or nothing. 'Cause that you know, you can only go on so many trips before you get bored of them, right? My furthest is going to definitely change, possibly next year, and that will be Paris, which I'm really excited for. Not only am I going to go to Paris, this isn't technically international, even though we'll be flying over international waters to get there, as it is still a place in the U.S. But we might be going to Puerto Rico. And they have NWR in Puerto Rico, by the way. I don't know if we'll do a straight flight from Charlotte or if we're going to get laid over in like Orlando or Miami. But either way, it works. I'd love to go to Puerto Rico. Another potential place next year is, well, a lot shorter. It's a place I love. I've been here before, but it's a place I love. It's only 5-hour drive. St. Simon's Island, Georgia. It is the most underrated beach on the Atlantic, hands down. You got everything. You still feel like ice. It still feels like a quiet, isolated, small town, but you got everything near you at the same time. I think they do. They should. I'm for sure they do in Guam. I'm sure. But I know they have NWR in Puerto Rico. And that means if we end up getting laid over somewhere in Miami, I'll also get Hialeah Spanish, which would mean that I'd have 2 Spanish NWR stations on the map. If I do American Samoa, most likely. I think everywhere that's like an American territory has some sort of NWR with it. Though, from what I'm sure, I think they might have one English translation station in Puerto Rico too, because I'm sure because the FFW scripts are in English. So if I can find one, like, I'll figure it out when I get there. See what I can get in Puerto Rico. Yeah. And then and then also, okay, in 2027, I'll be going to Florida again as well. I go to Florida one thing that's going to be guaranteed, every single year, I will be going down to the Florida Panhandle. There will probably be no year in any time in the foreseeable future where I won't be heading down there, at least for a few nights. There might be a few times where I don't even stay, like, while we usually stay for 6 days, I'm technically going to be I'll be on vacation for a week, but I'll still probably just be staying in Florida for about 5 to 6 nights. And the reason why, I might go on a 6-day trip, me and my cousin. We might go and stay in Muscle Shoals, Alabama for a night. Which means I will be basically through the entire state of Alabama once that's all said and done. And I'll be adding Mississippi to the map because we are going to drive to the state line so I can claim it. It might be our friend too that's coming. We don't know yet. We got to figure it out, what's going on. But, yeah. Basically, we're going to go sometime during the Florida trip. We're going to go up for a night trip to Muscle Shoals. And so, basically, it's going to start, like, the first 2 hours, I'm going to feel like I'm going back home because we're going to be going through Montgomery and everything. But once we get past Montgomery, I'm going to start getting new stations. WNG, I think WNG 606. And then WWS 66, KH 20, KH 57. I forgot what that one station in Clifton, Tennessee is. I have to remember. I know Neptune gets it a lot, but yeah, I'll also be able to see both the Clanton Peach and I see the Gaffney Peach a couple times a year. And then the Clanton Peach, I will be taking a picture of the Clanton Peach too. And I guess I'll put the two side by side or something in a community post. They both have the peach water towers, so I'm going to figure out how to be. Yeah. Everybody loves Gaffney, the place with the off-brand Waffle House. Mr. Waffle. Gaffney is definitely more Greenville-Spartanburg than it is Charlotte, but it's served by both transmitters, so I guess it works out. Gaffney also has the outlets, but, like, that's... Yeah, Gaffney, but I always said Cherokee County is definitely more Greenville-Spartanburg than it is Charlotte, even though it's a city even though the county's sandwiched in between the two metros. In fact, I think Gaffney's still... But Cherokee County borders Spartanburg County, and it has a lot of the Greenville-Spartanburg sprawl in it. Most people who live in Gaffney probably go to upstate instead of Charlotte for, like, commuting and stuff. Though I'm pretty sure there are definitely some commuters from Gaffney to Charlotte. Though I'd hate that drive because you have to go through Gastonia, which is traffic 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. But yeah, Gaffney is Cherokee County is considered... Cherokee doesn't border Gaston, but it does get quite close. But I don't know how Shelby's a part of the Charlotte Metro. It's its own place. It's like, I'd argue Charlotte Metro is Kings Mountain and Points East. On the 74 corridor, I'd say Kings Mountain to Marshville. Marshville's in Eastern Union County. I'd say Kings Mountain to Marshville is the Charlotte Metro on 74. 77's from maybe Richburg to Statesville. 85, Kings Mountain, probably Kings Mountain to Salisbury. I don't know. Salisbury is another place that Salisbury, I'd say, is a little bit more Charlotte than it is the Triad, but it's close enough to both. But yeah, you do get Rowan and Cherokee counties are both similar in the case where they're like sandwiched in like the halfway point between two major metros. But Greenville to Atlanta is a lot different because you actually do, unlike you run into some like actual like rural type areas that just stay out of a metro completely. I've always had this question though. Why doesn't WXJ21 serve Henderson County? That's always confused me. WXJ21, I don't know why they don't serve Henderson County. WXL 56, it actually makes sense why they don't serve Tennessee. If you go west or north of WXL 56, you start to lose signal a lot faster. You get more Greenville stations out here, but you also get more, you still get like pretty much every Charlotte station that you would normally get, besides maybe a few low-powered ones out east in like Monroe or Concord or something. As I said, it's not. It's.
Forecast for the listening area.
Okay. But yeah, WXA 21 not serving Henderson. It's always been weird. And WXA 21 also could serve like so many more Northeast Georgia counties. WXA 21 comes in better in most of Northeast Georgia than it does here. Like, they could serve every GSP. Yeah, I don't know why. WXL 56 could serve the entire upstate. And Cleveland, for that matter. But yet they decide to serve Avery. And before you're like, oh, that makes sense. It doesn't. You cannot get it worth a crap in Avery County. Burke, it makes sense because you can receive WXL 56 decently from the Burke County Population Center, which most of them live in the southeastern half. But WXL 42 already starts to come in once you cross into McDowell County, WXL 42 already starts to come in. That just proves how strong WXL 42 is. And WXL 56 is no weak transmitter either. I'm so curious to see, or mainly with the Paul voice. I already know they've done it with the live voice, but I really want to see what WXL 56 will sound like if they ever go wireless. I'm really curious. If they ever do go wireless, I am absolutely posting a video of it because I'm so curious to see what they will sound like. I wonder if they're going to get the WXK54 treatment where they sounded completely differently, even though WXK54 is back to, I think, on phone line or wired now. Or maybe they're on wireless, but, you know, I don't know. Or if they're going to sound like, yep. If WXL56 does go wireless, I am going to be so curious as to what it will sound like. You think it will sound better or what? It probably will, because WXL56, low key. But we'll figure it out when it comes. Which might be sometime this year, because GSP's really been getting stations wireless. WXL70 didn't go wireless till September. But yeah, again, I'll try to post as many vids as I can coming up soon. For the next 2 to 3 weeks. Of course, I'm obviously gonna have times where I can't, but that's how life is, you know. I'll get as many videos out as I can before the I don't want to over upload though. The max I do upload is 3 videos a day, which I don't stay consistent like that. Like, I didn't post it all yesterday. Yeah, we're gonna have, what should I say it? My current compilation, I might just combine it all the way out to Wednesday. For the compilation. Right now it's at 36 minutes. It will probably be at over an hour once Wednesday's already said and done. So yeah. I'll continue to monitor IEM bot and everything. I know everybody else is using Alert WX, but yeah. KHC 27, KHC 28, or KHC 29. Yeah. KHC 30. We're still... Honestly, I do sort of hope Mobile, like, puts a transmitter somewhere in Okaloosa County for better coverage for, like, Destin, Fort Walton. Because a lot of the time, if you're in a spot it's hardly interference, every station can be completely static. Now, in northern Okaloosa, KC 86 comes in perfectly. That's North Okaloosa. And 162.525, I think, would probably be the most likely frequency they'd use. Because of... is there any 162.45s? No, yeah, there's already channel... There's already the channel 162.145 with WWH20 and WWH20 Westville. So, again, I said they Okaloosa transmitter. But if we put it in Laurel Hill, would it be... Laurel Hill is right next to Walton County. Would it still be Mobile or would it be Tallahassee? Because it's right there at it. I guess if it's Laurel Hill, it'd still be Mobile. But it served... I'm thinking it served also Holmes on top of Walton. And probably Coffee, Alabama. Ever met any of them in person? Not yet. Be aware of Tropical Storm Luciana in Texas. Tropical Storm Delta could strengthen to a when a hurricane in northern Texas. Xylon? What's that for? Is he a bot or something? Maybe. Bot? Okay. It's like, hope so. I was wondering why someone got timed out. I don't know. I don't want to start an argument over it. It got translated to English on my end. That's the thing. It got translated to English on my end. Probably because I guess YouTube already knows I speak English. He says the same thing over and over again. I do remember there was a few bots that would say it over again. And I don't really remember. Let's not argue about it though. But I did say if we do get to 50 subs on the DXing channel, I might start doing the thing where we can, like, if there's like an e-skip, because you can track e-skips, I think, from what I remember. So yeah, it was Tropical Storm Bertha. I'm sure that's coming to Louisiana. Luciana and Delta. Delta, I think, was already retired too, but I'm not. I don't really remember. I know Delta was it was some hurricane back in, I think, was it October of 2020? But yeah, as I said, if I do get, I hope I can. Right now, again, we're at 27 on the DXing channel, so I think once I get a TF6686, the channel will become a lot more active. I am going to try to get the TF6686, maybe the HDR14 also. Both will work. It doesn't really matter. I did hear about the thing. 86K seconds is 24 hours. Yeah, I was wondering. I was so confused why it said 86K seconds. I was thinking it was like 10 seconds. Most of the time, listen, I don't want, again. But he did say he repeats the same thing. So, I don't know. I don't know what to think. I'm not gonna argue about it. We hit an hour. I'm surprised I've been live this long. Honestly, okay. I usually don't do this on like afternoons. I don't know when I'll be live next after this one. Maybe one more chat stream this summer if I can get some. I will do a premiere sometime within maybe this weekend or something, like combining all the things. It depends on how long it takes me to edit it. Depends on how many alerts I get. Today could be chaotic on its own, because we've had chaotic marginals too, and we have a slight risk for a small part of the coverage. Mainly areas in WXL42, and I think the slight barely misses Montgomery County, which is WXL70, but you could hear some alerts from the slide on WXL70 because it extends, I think, to Randolph. It goes to Randolph, which is WXL42, and it goes to Alamance. That's one of the few counties I've actually heard. GSP actually doesn't do too bad when it comes to pronouncing other WFO's counties. Sometimes with cities, though, like, they pronounce Pagland. But I'm pretty sure that Columbia does too. But yeah, the slight is close enough to get alerts from it. So I'll be in the mountains too, so I will get more enhanced FM alerts if something pops up in the mountains. But again, it's marginal up there, but I'll figure it out. But anyways, guys, I think I'm about to end it here. I'm getting a little bored, and there ain't much more to do. I'll have a premiere sometime later this week, early this weekend. Might be a few hours if today, tomorrow, and Wednesday pops off, especially Wednesday. I didn't plan on combining all of them, but I had a feeling that, like, right now it's at 36 minutes for the first 2 days. I missed a few alerts. If I didn't miss alerts because of FM stuff, it would have been more like 40 minutes, but yeah. I have a feeling it's gonna be about it for this stream. I hope y'all enjoyed, and have a great afternoon. And yeah, I'll get the comp out sometime. But until then, have a good afternoon. See ya.